He was the unconventional prince who rejected royal protocol in favour of love. He gave up his place of succession, second in line to the throne, after the Dutch government refused to give its consent to his marriage to Princess Mabel. But
imagine being born into royalty, with a life of privilege and a throne waiting for you, only to walk away from it all for love. This was the fate of Prince Johan Friso of the Netherlands, who, 20 years ago, shocked the world by giving up his royal title and place in line for the throne to marry the woman of his dreams. But was the sacrifice worth it? Join us as we delve into the story of the Dutch prince who gave up the throne for love and how his life turned out. When Prince Johan Friso of the Netherlands made the bold choice to give up his royal title for love, headlines blazed around the world. His decision captivated millions, and the controversy surrounding his bride sparked a media frenzy that continues to fuel curiosity and speculation to this day. So let's get to know the man behind the headlines, how his life was shaped by this daring choice, the challenges he faced, and the legacy he left behind. Prince Friso. Prince Johan Friso of the Netherlands led a life filled with privilege, responsibility, and ambition, making him a notable figure. Friso, the second son of Queen Beatrix and Prince Claus of the Netherlands, was born in the Dutch city of Utrecht on September 25, 1968. Being born into one of Europe's most prestigious royal families provided him with access to a world filled with tradition, expectations, and opportunities. While not next in line for the throne, as his older brother Willem-Alexander would eventually become king, Friso still held the responsibilities and anticipations that accompany being a prince. Friso grew up in the royal household alongside his two brothers, Willem-Alexander and Constantine, forming a tight-knit family. Queen Beatrix, who ruled as the Dutch sovereign for many years, was recognized for her strong yet affectionate parenting style. Their father, Prince Claus, struck a more laid-back equilibrium by combining discipline and affection for his sons. Friso was influenced by his family's values of curiosity, intelligence, and kindness, which had a lasting impact on him. The family initially lived in The Hague, but later relocated to Drakenstein Castle in the rural area, providing the young princes with a secluded upbringing. Queen Beatrix made sure her children had a normal upbringing, despite being royalty. Friso was recognized as a lively child with a passion for science, technology, and exploration. These initial years laid the groundwork for his future academic successes and professional aspirations. From a young age, Friso displayed a remarkable passion for learning. He went to the Montessori Lyceum in The Hague, a school that focused on fostering independent thought. In that place, he was recognized for his exceptional skills in mathematics and science, showing an innate interest in understanding the functioning of objects. Following his secondary education, he continued his academic journey by studying at higher levels in both the Netherlands and overseas. Friso's educational path was extremely remarkable. He joined Delft University of Technology to study aerospace engineering, an unexpected selection for someone of royal status, yet indicative of his love for science and creativity. In 1988, Friso graduated, demonstrating he was more than just a prince in name, but also a skilled scholar. However, his desire to learn did not end at that point. He proceeded to study at Erasmus University in Rotterdam and obtained a degree in economics. Friso's academic journey set him apart as a versatile individual who blended technical knowledge with a profound grasp of economics and finance. He was unsatisfied with just royal privileges. He desired to acquire the necessary skills to thrive in today's society. Friso decided to enhance his skills by enrolling in a master's program in business administration, MBA, at the renowned INSEAD Business School in Fontainebleau, France. This schooling provided him with the skills he would utilize in his future work. Friso's experience overseas also introduced him to a variety of cultures, expanding his perspective and influencing his future engagements in business and philanthropy. In contrast to most royals who only prioritize ceremonial responsibilities, Friso pursued a substantial career in the private industry. Upon finishing his schooling, he assumed various significant positions in the finance and consulting industries. His first job was at McKinsey & Company, an American management consulting firm renowned for providing guidance to global top companies and governments. Friso's knowledge of economics and business strategy was promptly recognized and respected in the corporate industry. Afterwards, he transitioned to investment banking and became a part of Goldman Sachs, a major global financial institution. He concentrated on mergers and acquisitions, involving intricate financial transactions and negotiations. Even though he came from royalty, Friso was recognized for his professionalism and commitment, receiving commendation from co-workers for his modesty and skill. Aside from working in finance, Friso also engaged with various advisory boards and nonprofit organizations. He had a special focus on advocating for science and technology advancements, along with promoting environmental sustainability. His commitment to innovation led him to become a member of the Dutch Space Agency's advisory board, sharing his expertise in aerospace technology for national initiatives. Prince Friso had interests that extended beyond business and science. He was involved in the arts and backed cultural projects in the Netherlands. He thought that the arts were crucial in society, promoting creativity and bringing people together. He assumed positions in groups that advocated for music, theater, and visual arts, leveraging his power to encourage emerging artists and original forms of expression. Friso's participation in society showcased his strong feeling of duty. He integrated both contemporary and conventional responsibilities, harmonizing his aspirations with his obligation to the community. His expertise in finance, technology, and philanthropy resulted in him being a versatile individual who added value to each area of interest. Prince Friso had a significant relationship with another partner before he met the woman who would become his wife. During the late 1990s, he was in a relationship with the stylish Dutch TV host and socialite Tatjana Simic. Tatjana, famous for her attractiveness and charisma, had a successful career in the public eye in both the Netherlands and Germany. Their romance garnered media interest, since Friso's connection with a public figure was considered atypical for a member of the royal family. Nevertheless, the relationship did not endure, as Friso's life took a different path. He redirected his attention towards his professional development and personal growth, getting ready for the obstacles that were coming his way. Even though Friso's relationship with Tatjana came to an end, it allowed the public to see a different side of him, a man who was open to experiencing love beyond the traditional boundaries set by royalty. His decisions showed a wish to live genuinely, juggling public responsibilities with personal well-being. Before we delve into how he met the love of his life, let's take a look at who this lady is. What is in her past that made the royal family refuse their union? Princess Mabel. Mabel Martine Wisse-Smit entered the world on August 11, 1968, in Pijnacker, a municipality located in the Netherlands. She showed qualities from a young age that would form her into a determined, strong woman, set on making a difference in the world. Unlike Cinderella in fairy tales, Mabel did not come from a poor background. She came from a wealthy family, had all her needs met, and was recognized for her brains and charisma. Nevertheless, tragedy also had an impact on her life, influencing her aspirations and inspiring her to make a difference. Mabel experienced both comfort and loss during her early years. Born into a loving family, she lost her father in a tragic skating accident when she was just 9 years old. She was profoundly affected by this event emotionally. Some years later, Mabel's mother married a bank executive, and the family took on her stepfather's last name, Wisse-Smit. Mabel was raised with her biological sister and a half-sister from her mother's second marriage. Even though Mabel's father passed away, her family made sure she had a secure childhood. They stressed the significance of education and urged her to discover the world around her. During her childhood, she was inquisitive, eager to acquire knowledge, and possessed an innate ability for picking up languages. These attributes would eventually lead to numerous opportunities for her in the realms of academia and global relations. Mabel showed a strong interest in learning from a young age. Upon completion of high school, she enrolled at the prestigious University of Amsterdam in the Netherlands, majoring in economics and political science. She succeeded in her academics, showcasing proficiency in challenging subjects and achieving fluency in various languages such as English, French, and Spanish. Her skill in connecting with individuals from different cultures set her apart. While she was in university, she obtained an internship at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, where she acquired first-hand knowledge in diplomacy. Mabel demonstrated her dedication to worldwide issues at a young age by also offering her assistance at the United Nations. These initial experiences provided her with an introduction to global work and established the groundwork for her upcoming career in humanitarian initiatives. Mabel was dissatisfied with only pursuing a career in politics or business. She aimed to have an impact on the world. When she was 26 years old, she helped establish her first non-governmental organization, NGO, with a focus on the Balkans. In the 90s, the area was experiencing political unrest and turmoil, and Mabel's group sought to offer assistance and resolutions. This initial accomplishment demonstrated her fearlessness in tackling significant obstacles, even as a youth. Later in her career, Mabel founded Girls Not Brides, an organization committed to stopping child marriage worldwide. She strongly believed that no girl should be coerced into marriage, and she tirelessly advocated for the rights of young girls globally. Mabel's passion project evolved into a lifelong mission as she journeyed to various countries advocating for girls' education and freedom, which ultimately rallied thousands to combat child marriage. Besides being a leader at Girls Not Brides, Mabel also held important roles in different social and human rights groups. She was a director and board member in organizations focused on humanitarian causes, demonstrating that her career was more than just prestige, but also had a genuine effect. Her reputation grew as a fearless and resolute leader unafraid to confront injustice wherever it may be. Mabel's professional life showcased her diverse passions and skills. While she initially concentrated on the Balkans and putting an end to child marriage, she also engaged in various other aspects of global policy. Her knowledge of economics and politics, along with her dedication to human rights, was a valuable contribution to numerous organizations. Engaged in development projects, peace initiatives, and gender equality campaigns, Mabel's opinions held significance in talks that impacted policy and brought about change. Her network reached further than just the nonprofit industry to include top-level diplomacy. Mabel was able to create a strong support system by understanding various cultures, languages, and political systems. Her tireless energy and strict focus earned her admiration, yet her deep commitment to helping others stemmed from her compassionate side. Prior to gaining fame internationally, Mabel had a private life with its collection of tales. One of the most discussed episodes in her life was her past romantic involvement with Klaas Bruinsma, a well-known figure in the Netherlands. Bruinsma, a controversial businessman with ties to organized crime, caused suspicion in Dutch society due to his association with Mabel. During that period, Mabel was both youthful and driven, and she later confessed that she had not completely grasped the scope of Bruinsma's actions. The romantic connection came to an end, prompting Mabel to shift her focus to her career and move forward from that period in her life. Nevertheless, the encounter provided her with important insights into trust, discernment, and the significance of making thoughtful decisions in both personal and professional realms. Curious how these successful people from different worlds met? Keep watching. Crossing paths. At times, love starts in unexpected ways. Prince Friso of the Netherlands and Mabel Wisse-Smit did not begin their journey with a grand royal introduction, but rather through a stroke of luck and mutual acquaintances. In 2000s, they crossed paths in London, a vibrant city known for bringing together people from diverse backgrounds. Friso was recognized for his tranquil and contemplative demeanor, while Mabel had already gained a reputation as a fervent supporter of international issues. When these exceptional individuals crossed paths, it marked the beginning of something truly remarkable. Their first meeting was casual and laid back. From the second they started conversing at a mutual event that friends had asked them to attend, it was evident that there was chemistry between them. Prince Friso was enthralled by Mabel's intellect and resilience. Mabel did not feel intimidated by royalty. She treated Friso as she would any other interesting person to talk to. She wasn't attempting to gain his approval. She was just showing her natural self, self-assured, inquisitive, and captivating. Friso thought that was very refreshing. Mabel was just as impressed with Friso. He wasn't only royalty, he possessed humility, kindness, and surprisingly grounded nature. He possessed a keen intellect, enjoyed deep conversations, and had a lot in common with Mabel, particularly in their passion for social issues. His respect for her independence and ambition was the most noticeable thing to her. From the beginning, it appeared that they understood each other on a more profound level. Following their initial meeting, they started to increase the amount of time they spent in each other's company. They had engaging discussions that frequently centered on their mutual interests in social justice, global affairs, and charitable giving. Even though Friso belonged to the Dutch royal family and Mabel was dedicated to her international work, they managed to connect their separate worlds. Their relationship developed organically. No hasty decisions were made, no grand announcements were made to the public. Just two individuals gradually becoming more familiar with each other each day. They found pleasure in each other's companionship, whether they were at public gatherings or enjoying private moments away from public attention. Friends said they were a perfect match, with Friso bringing stability and tranquility, while Mabel brought energy and excitement. Right from the start, Mabel and Friso understood that their relationship would face obstacles. Friso knew all about Mabel's previous relationship with Klaus Bruinsma, a controversial figure in Dutch history. Instead of letting this create issues between them, Friso embraced Mabel for her true self, including her past. To him, love was about supporting her regardless of others' opinions. In return, Mabel understood the challenges that accompanied being in a relationship with a prince. Public attention, media scrutiny, and expectations from the royal family would be present. However, Mabel faced the challenges without fear. She appreciated Friso not for his royal status, but for his character, a man who valued her aspirations and stood by her side. However, this relationship faced an unwavering challenge later on. A sacrifice had to be made for the love to prevail. The ultimate sacrifice, a fight for love. After many years of developing a solid, significant bond, Prince Friso and Mabel were certain they wanted to commit to each other for life. Marriage was not only a duty for them as royals, but also a choice based on love, respect, and partnership. They imagined a basic yet happy wedding, then a calm life to start a family and follow their interests. However, they were both aware that their marriage would face challenges. Marrying a prince is different from marrying a regular person. Rules, customs, and societal norms exist. Approval from the government was required for any marriage with the Dutch royal family, as it could impact the succession to the throne. Friso and Mabel were resolute in formalizing their relationship, despite facing a barrage of opposition. Once news of their engagement was made public, it became evident that the road to their marriage would be far from easy. The Dutch government, the royal family, and the media all started to inquire about Mabel's history. Her past association with Klaus Bruinsma, a controversial figure, was the main concern for both the public and officials. Despite Mabel's claims that her connection with Bruinsma was not romantic and was only short-lived and harmless, the scandal continued to linger. The monarchy and government were concerned that even a slight connection could damage the royal family's image. They viewed Mabel's past as a reason why she was not a suitable partner for someone as significant as Prince Friso. After carefully considering the matter, the government made the decision to deny their marriage. Friso's right to the throne and his position within the royal household would be lost if this approval is not obtained. Having to choose between love and duty, Friso's surprising decision shocked everyone. Instead of deserting Mabel in order to maintain his position in the royal family, he decided to stay with her. He renounced his position as a prince of the Netherlands and surrendered his spot in the line of heirs. It was the ultimate act of selflessness. Life would have been inconceivable for Friso without Mabel, and he was prepared to relinquish the advantages of being a prince in order to have the opportunity to create a life with her. Their romance served as a strong demonstration that genuine love can involve tough decisions at times. It wasn't about winning titles or wearing crowns, but rather about supporting the person you love, regardless of the sacrifice. Friso and Mabel tied the knot on April 24, 2004, in a simple ceremony in Delft, a departure from the usual lavish royal weddings. Their wedding was not an official royal event, but close family and friends were in attendance. The pair happily embraced their new life, fully aware that they had prioritized each other above all else. Following their marriage, they relocated to London to start a new chapter. They established a joyful, private residence far removed from the royal court and its public demands. Their residence in London was a haven of affection and joy, allowing them to prioritize their family and individual aspirations. Even though Friso was no longer a member of the royal family, he continued to be active. He chose to follow a prosperous path in finance, serving as an investment banker. His knowledge and skills earned him respect in his industry. Simultaneously, Mabel carried on her role as a social advocate, concentrating on issues that were important to her. She devoted a significant amount of her efforts to Girls Not Brides, with the goal of eliminating child marriage on a global scale. Their professional lives excelled, but their top priority was always their family. In the year 2005, their first daughter, Luana, was born, and 2 years later, their second daughter, Zaria, arrived. Friso and Mabel were filled with immense joy upon becoming parents. They were committed to bringing up their children in a caring, supportive atmosphere, away from the attention of the monarchy. Friso and Mabel desired their daughters to experience a regular childhood, complete with everyday pleasures. They had fun as a family, traveling, and making special memories together. Despite residing outside the royal circle, their residence in London exudes warmth, joy, and affection. Sadly, this joy was only temporary as tragedy struck, taking away Mabel's smile and joy for years. The tragic death of Prince Friso. Certain love stories end with joy, while some others move towards a tragic direction, creating an insurmountable emptiness. The existence of Prince Friso of the Netherlands was defined by love, selflessness, and familial happiness, yet a devastating accident abruptly changed everything. Prince Friso was in Lech, Austria for a winter vacation on February 17, 2012, a destination he had frequented since he was a child. Friso, who was skilled in skiing, knew the slopes well. On that particular day, he made the choice to explore the unmarked trails with a companion. The heavy snow created hazardous conditions. A catastrophe occurred as an avalanche came crashing down the mountain out of nowhere. In a matter of seconds, Friso was engulfed by the snow. For a duration of 25 minutes, rescuers frantically searched to locate him, understanding the importance of every single second. When he was eventually removed, he was unresponsive. His body had been lacking in oxygen for an extended period of time. Even though he was quickly taken to a nearby medical facility, the outcome was tragic. Friso had sustained serious brain injury as a result of oxygen deprivation. He slipped into a profound coma, from which he would never recover. Friso was moved to multiple hospitals as physicians attempted all possible treatments to enhance his condition. However, there was not much optimism. His brain had been deprived of oxygen for too long, causing irreparable damage. Ultimately, the family chose to transfer him to a hospital in London, conveniently located near their home, for Mabel to look after him. For the following 18 months, Mabel dedicated all her attention to her spouse. She remained beside him, wishing for a miracle that never came. Taking care of a person in a coma involves love, patience, and heartache throughout the journey. Mabel was committed to providing Friso with optimal care, despite being aware deep down that the chances of recovery were low. Every day, she remained nearby, speaking to him gently, wishing he could sense her being there. However, as time went on, there were still no signs of progress. Prince Friso died on August 12, 2013, the day following Mabel's 45th birthday. He was merely 44 years of age. Mabel's world was crushed by his death. The day she used to celebrate is now always associated with the heartbreaking memory of losing her husband, whom she loved dearly. During a later interview, Mabel confessed that her birthday would forever bring mixed emotions due to its association with Friso's passing. The passing of Prince Friso had a profound impact on his whole family. Queen Beatrix, his mother, felt overwhelming grief. Earlier that year, she had already abdicated from the throne, possibly in order to devote more time to helping her son and his family. Mabel, along with her 2 young daughters, Luana and Zaria, had to navigate life without their husband and father. Mabel and the Dutch royal family, as well as the public, were all affected by the loss of Friso, who had chosen to live away from the royal attention, despite their admiration for the couple's love story. The media recorded sad moments, portraying Mabel and Queen Beatrix looking serious at public gatherings. Mabel, formerly recognized for her vibrant smile and endless energy, grew more reserved and subdued. She bore her sorrow with grace, yet the melancholy was apparent to all. Mabel faced a huge challenge raising 2 young daughters without their father. Luana and Zaria were both very young when their father died, and Mabel understood she needed to ensure they had a secure, joyful upbringing despite their loss. Over time, she dedicated herself to ensuring their upbringing was filled with love, supporting them in their pain, while also coping with her sadness. Mabel faced challenges in the years after Friso's passing. In the beginning, she found it difficult dealing with depression, feeling overwhelmed by the loss of her husband. Gradually, slowly but surely, she started to reconstruct her life. During the most difficult times, she found solace in the unwavering support of her immediate family and closest friends. Mabel discovered meaning in her job as well, persisting in her activism with a fresh sense of resolve. She dedicated herself to her organization, Girls Not Brides, making sure that child marriage continued to be a top priority in the global spotlight. Despite not completely disappearing, Mabel started to smile once more. Her daughters brought her immense happiness and drive. Finding solace in their shared love, she was resolute in her mission to build a life where memories of Friso were filled with joy rather than grief. As time passed, the public observed a transformation in Mabel. Although she still felt sorrow, she had figured out how to bear it in a manner that enabled her to progress. Princess Mabel now. Mabel directed her energy towards charitable work, carrying on her enduring struggle for social equality. She developed a stronger commitment to her work at Girls Not Brides, an organization she played a role in founding to combat child marriage globally. After Friso's passing, her dedication to this issue intensified, as she discovered a new sense of fulfillment in helping young girls create better opportunities for themselves. She was also involved in public discussions, seminars, and gatherings centered on human rights, women's concerns, and societal transformation. Mabel's voice symbolized hope and determination. While she was once criticized by the media, her resilience started to gain admiration from people. Demonstrating that pain has the potential to become a driving force for positive change, she motivated others to overcome hardships. As time passed, Mabel's smile started to come back. Despite always carrying the loss of Friso with her, she was determined not to let it shape her identity. Her happiness increased daily, not because the sadness lessened, but because she discovered fresh purpose in life. Her voyage showcased the strength of love, encompassing familial love, parental love, and love for all people. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.